Today we're going to be talking about Professor Stephen ADEI, one of his statements that he made. Before I would want to let you guys know who is Professor Stephen ADEI. He's a Ghanaian economist and administrator and a former director general who is also a rector of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. All right. Today we are going to talk about this statement that this professor made some few days ago when he went to GH1 and had an interview, and this is what he said.
Ghanaians, rather, believe it or not, despite all what we say, our papa, the Ghanaian worker is one of the least productive worker in the world when they are in Ghana.
The Ghanaian worker is less productive in the world when they are in Ghana. I was trying to understand this statement. The host even asked him why he says that, and I was expecting him to give an evidence to explain why he came out with that conclusion. According to his research, according to his studies, according to my own knowledge, a Ghanaian worker is less productive in Ghana, in the world and in Ghana. Why? Because one, in the first place, our system is not structured, it's not designed to make a Ghanaian worker productive. So before you even make that statement, you should talk about the system in place that makes a Ghanaian worker an active and a productive worker. And this is what the professor refused to make mention of, to talk about. I was expecting him to make his conclusion by saying that the Ghanaian worker is less productive based on the health insurance system that is very poor. Because one, if a Ghanaian worker wants to be productive, one, he needs to have good health insurance system. That if anything happens to him during his time at work, this insurance system is going to cover all the expenses of the health that he requires. How is the national health insurance in Ghana in general? Is it the best? Is it good? Is it encouraging? That makes a Ghanaian worker productive? Should a Ghanaian worker be just productive at the expense of his health? Professor, I need you to answer this question. Should a Ghanaian worker be productive, risk his life, risk his health for the government who are making millions out of the citizens at the expense of his health? I think that the Ghanaian worker is more smart. Ghanaians are not lazy. Ghanaians are not just least productive workers in the world. If you, the professor, can make this comparison, comparing a Ghanaian worker to the people in other countries, then you should be smart enough to look at what is happening, why the Ghanaian worker is less productive when in Ghana, and why other countries are more productive than Ghanaians. One, Ghana, let me say, Ghanaians are very hardworking people. When you travel outside and you see what Ghanaian workers are doing, is going to take you by surprise what Ghanaian workers are doing, going for 5 jobs per day, 4 to 3 jobs per day, and they are working really hard. And when it comes to the development of the economy of most countries where you can find a lot of Ghanaians, you will see that Ghanaians are making a huge impact in so many countries, and their productivity is really high in so many countries as compared to our own country. And that is what the professor refused to talk about. And that is what we are going to talk about today. We are working really hard as Ghanaians, and we are not getting the motivation. We are not getting the inspiration. We are not getting the incentives that we need as Ghanaians. We are not getting the benefit that we need as Ghanaians. How much is the health insurance? And how effective and productive is this health insurance to an average Ghanaian worker? Let's look at our minimum salary as Ghanaians. It's 15 cedis, 55 pesos or so per day, or 18 cedis, 55 pesos per day. And in a month, let's say approximately, let's approximate it to the highest, let's say 600 Ghana cedis for an average Ghanaian worker. And if an average Ghanaian worker that you claim that is less productive has to earn 600 Ghana cedis per month and has to pay out of this money health insurance, has to pay bills, has to pay the university for his children, how do you expect the Ghanaian worker to be productive? Outside Ghana, in some countries, they have productive health insurance that the health services is subsidized. The local people are working really hard, and the health insurance is taking care of all their medical issues, their medical conditions, ranging from simple surgery to complicated surgery, pregnancy, and a whole lot of complicated issues, health issues that people may be suffering. How many Ghanaians can even go for a checkup? The health insurance is expensive. The health insurance is not productive. It's not effective because the average Ghanaian worker cannot afford this health insurance. So why then do they have to risk their life? So why the Ghanaian worker is not productive when in Ghana is because of the poor government. Is because of the poor system. So if the average Ghanaian worker is less productive, then there is a reason why they are less productive. It's not just because they prefer to be less productive, because you even stated that when they are in Ghana, which means that the same Ghanaian can be in the United States and be very productive. Why? Because the health insurance system there is effective. It also means that a Ghanaian worker can be productive in Australia. A Ghanaian worker can be productive even here in South America. Why? Because the health insurance is effective and it's taking care of all the people who are working, people who are paying their health insurance. The government are not putting structures to resolve these issues. And as long as we remain least productive in the world, our economy will be affected. And the more serious problems we find ourselves in as citizens of Ghana. One, it has to be a complete transformation of government. The government has to reset their agenda, their policies to the benefit of the local Ghanaian worker. The masons that the professor is talking about, the plumbers, the carpenters that you say that they are the least productive. What can a local Ghanaian produce? In the universities, we are trained, we are prepared to just write exams upon exams, text upon text. And at the end of the day, we forget about the practical aspect of what we study in the university. So we have degrees and we are least productive. So this is what I expect the professor to talk about, that the education system is not making the Ghanaian worker productive. Why? Because we focus more on theory than practical. You are a rector of an institution, and how productive is your education system, your curriculum? How productive is our education system that when Ghanaians come out as graduates, they can work with their own hands, they can be productive? What are the motivation the government is giving to the local Ghanaian to be more productive? And that is what is killing us. And that is why it's making a Ghanaian worker least productive in the world. So for a Ghanaian worker to be productive in the world and in Africa, the government, the leaders must restructure the systems in place to make the Ghanaian worker productive. One, they have to take care of their health insurance. The minimum salary has to be revised. How many Ghanaians, how many carpenters, masons, mechanics in Ghana have access to good health? Talk of medical checkups. And you made mention comparing the Togolese are more productive workers than Ghanaians. The Togolese are more productive than Ghanaians. Why? Because you need to also look at the mortality rate. Um, how is the health system in Togo? How many people are dying at the age of 20, 40, 50? Because one, they don't have good health insurance system. They can't even afford for their health checkups, their medical checkups. They can't even afford for simple medication. So the worker, a Ghanaian worker, refuses to be productive. Why? Because the government refused to take care of the Ghanaian worker. It's as simple as that. So, Prof, your statistics and whatever you said requires more in-depth explanation. The day the Ghana health insurance will improve, will give quality services, effective services to the people of Ghana, that same day the Ghanaian will be more productive. I want to conclude by saying that kudos to Chera. Nana Bediako, you're doing a fantastic until now. You are on the right path. You are not a politician, and I want you to stick to that. You are not a politician. You are the people. You are part of the people. You are part of the process. You are part of the youth. I want you to focus more on the aged people in Ghana, the old people, the pensioners who cannot even afford their medical bills. Talk to these people. Go down to those people. The old people in Ghana, the youth. These are the people that you must put your attention on right now. And the Ghanaians are going to vote for you. You're doing fantastic. Don't be a politician. Don't promise Ghanaians. And I know you're going to do fantastic. And keep doing the good job. And come these elections, let's see how things are going to go. I wish you all the best, and I hope that the Ghanaian youth will now realize the force, the energy that are coming up to reinvent the wheel, to change the system that we have known for so many years. Let's hope that Ghana, our beloved country, becomes absolutely free, and we all can enjoy the peace that we share in our country. Ghana is an amazing and a loving country that we respect each and every one. We love people. Our tourism industry is weakened because of the government. Our resources are being mismanaged by the government, and that is what is killing the local Ghanaians, and that is what is making us least productive. All right, thank you very much, guys. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so, and I hope you like this video. Share this video. Thank you very much, and see you on another episode. Through all of these days, stand firm at the top.